Um, I just wanted to go into what was sort of ending at the last video in terms of, narcissism. Maybe it's to the extreme if narcissism has like a spectrum. Um, if people don't understand what a narcissist is and how their mind works, that per example, and I'm not going to say who the person is, this is only for example for other people. Um, a person who loses her child, okay, and her child is giving testimony as to his emotions and things that he felt that she did to him. And she was saying that, and he was a minor at the time, by the way, and she was saying that he just needs to get over it. Like, she couldn't understand. I don't know if it's just all people or her child. Like, she couldn't understand that a child wouldn't just accept whatever abuse came to him and then sort of just get over it. Another example, a different person, is when having a discussion, being asked about yelling and screaming at people, that she said, she was like, well, that's just how we communicate. Like, it's nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Like a complete, like was saying that other people don't have emotions, like their emotions don't matter, that they only have emotions, and it's like any little injury to them is this massive thing that they never forget. Like, they play it in their mind all the time and they don't forget about it. But like anything that they do, other people should just um, forget about. It's almost like a person that doesn't grow up. It's almost like an adult who has like a very, very young child's mind. And it treats everyone around them like as if they're parents that just sort of like accept everything they do. Um, so that would probably indicate that as they grew up, that they don't even see their own parents as people, if that makes any sense. Um, those are like the two kind of examples of trying to explain what was being discussed about other people's emotions don't have to matter. Um, Alfred could have that based on his devaluating my emotions and this thing about I have to respect him. I don't know if that is kind of a narcissistic trait where, or if that's more just into aggression. Like, I've seen that, we went over this early on, where we even had an example of it on The View give it to us, where that woman, I think the Hewlett Packard woman, was like, someone had on The View had said something to her, so they had her on via satellite, and she was like, say it to my face. That became like a thing um, with this say it to my face stuff. It's like, no, people don't actually have to say it to your face. When in the Real Housewives example, that's why it was stated that if that's your social group, those are your friends that you're going to be around continually, then say it to their face, because if you don't, you're sort of like either in a social group with people that aren't your real friends, and you don't feel that you can do that, so those wouldn't be friends, because when you have friends, you should feel that you can express yourself openly. And people that are just commenting on strangers to them. And that's sort of like, well, they would let them say it to my face, or see if they say it to my face. It's like really, really aggressive behavior, where when a person is like that, probably no one says it to their face because they can't, because they're too aggressive. And she may have saw that woman from Hewlett Packard, may, unless she was like playing a role, she may sort of have had an attitude like Alfred, where like people are supposed to respect her. Um, I myself don't expect people to respect me, and I don't go out looking for like comments and stuff. I purposely don't even look because I think that people have a right to say, write whatever they want. And I guess if I had friends that were doing that, they were kind of like talking about me all the time behind my back, I would just stop being friends with them. I don't even think I would confront them about it. I would just be like, all right, well, clearly this person doesn't like me, so I'm going to just stop being friends with them. I thought there was, oh, the example, another example of the maybe getting stuck in a previous, but this would have to be kind of a guesstimate based on just my 4-month observation, since I wasn't around that woman's life before then. Um, other in So basically all I'm getting is testimony from her, a very brief dinner with 3 of her family members, and her previous, where I do think that she's very, very, or was very, very ingrained in her previous, and had no idea of that. Or she has something going on where she is losing higher function and she went into a previous and didn't realize it. Because she was saying that she wanted to join the military, but she couldn't join the military. And then like the absolute hatred of women when she's talking about them, like people that she had a relationship with, and everyone's stealing her money, and the thing about the prostitution, and stuff like that. Like that to me is really kind of reflective to her previous. And I don't know if she was like that this entire cycle, and that caused all the hospitalizations, because she stated to me that she had been in the hospital many times. And it was almost as if she was kind of saying, like, she lived in a hospital pretty much for some time up in Maine. And, like, she even really had, like, a hatred towards her own mother. And, like, that's, like, kind of an example of what I was trying to get at with this Jennifer Lopez person. Because I don't know any previouses for her. But if she was some sort of like, if she had some not nice previouses and she's having some issue where she's losing her higher function, then that's going to come out, and going to probably be shocking to her family around her. So kind of getting her to really stop avoiding listening to God and taking the walk, because I don't think that's something that she wants. I mean, most people don't really want to go out with the rest of their life and being in just some sort of like deranged state. Like even Victoria has gotten much better. And unfortunately, some of that is related to this increase in income that she's been giving. Like, that's what's keeping her calmer. Like, every time she's getting more money, she seems a little bit calmer. But like I said, I mean, she was like really, you could tell she was like really regressing into that previous. Um, like when I was growing up, she was messy and had major clinical depression. Like she would just leave baskets of laundry laying around, like she was completely incompetent. But I don't really recall her thinking that I was some kind of a servant of hers and that I'm supposed to be kept up in a tower. I mean, maybe she was doing that and just my child's view or something didn't realize it. But um, I don't know. I don't think so because when I used to come here to visit, unless there's a difference between a visitor and someone living in the house again. Like maybe she was kind of, doing that, putting on a show thing. Because when I would come here for a visit, she would like, offer if I needed something cooked or whatever, whatever. Like she was never expecting me to be a servant for like her other family members. So uh, that I think that's really sort of like um, regressing into a previous. Um, I think that's pretty much it in terms of the discussion about the narcissism. Um, I don't know James Franco personally, if he was having issues with narcissism or not, but he seems, based on what he was tweeting and Facebooking, he seems like he's really interested in at least some of the teaching because he was like posting tanning photos and sitting under a tree and stuff. So I think that that should probably be encouraged. And hopefully he didn't and wouldn't have a situation like Amanda did where she was on a walk and because of her age, um, I would assume that she was probably trying to get rid of all of her money and that she was dressing like that on purpose because that's what we do. Um, it's not going to really work as well for her because she was in the public eye, but that's what we do. And we go out and we witness things and then we give testimony of it. Because I heard from the dailies and things that issues she was having with her family, and it's very unfortunate sometimes some people when they come to truth that their families are like, you can't give up your money, and now all of a sudden you have a mental illness because you're giving up your money, and that means that they're going to not have your money, and things like that. We had a little bit of that weirdness with Kane, where it appeared that he was sort of like beginning a walk, because when someone starts wearing like a hood or they start wearing a head covering, that's like definite. Yeah.